Enslaved Odyssey to the West was developed by Ninja Theory and released in 2010. It's an action-adventure with an emphasis on the story part. You play as Monkey, a strong and athletic guy who must protect a young woman named Trip who makes her way back home. And oh boy, we will get to Trip, because believe me, she's absolute trash. The game takes place in a post-apocalyptic world, but instead of a desert wasteland like in your Fallout games, this here has much more vibrant and jungle-like environments. Nature has taken back our world, which was once the United States of America. But don't let the beautiful environments deceive you, because killer robots roam around the world hunting the remaining humans. The game starts off with you being held captive inside a slave ship to an unknown destination. But your future companion Trip managed to escape this hell, and right at the beginning it becomes very clear what kind of an asshole character Trip is. Because she's very self-centered and doesn't give a fuck about other people that might need help on that ship. She lets you rot in a cell and just runs off. What a fucking asshole. Nevertheless, you manage to escape on your own while being 1 foot behind her. Later, there's a scene where she closes the door right behind you while the ship is about to crash land. So yeah, she just doesn't give a fuck. Nevertheless, you manage to get to the last remaining escape pod by your own, and guess what? Trip is already inside and about to take off, while you embrace a pod from the outside and argue with her to please not press the eject button. But of course, Trip is trash and she does it anyway, so you both crash land inside New York City. Like a miracle, you survived the crash landing and fell unconscious. While you are knocked off, Trip makes another dick move by putting a fucking helmet on your head. Now what is so wrong about the helmet, you might ask? Well, this special helmet takes away your free will and makes you her slave. She can command you around while you must obey or else pain. Not only that, but if she dies then you are also dead, so you are forced to protect her because she wants to get home to her village and reunite with her family and friends. But because she is not really the fighter guy, she needs you as a bodyguard to do the job for her. So you have no choice but helping her, or else she will straight out murder you. This happened quite a few times during my playthrough, because if you want to explore the area and stray too far away, then that's it, you are dead. What an asshole. Monkey, of course, isn't really pleased either about the whole situation, and in the beginning I could even relate to him, because he just tells her straight in the face that when they reach her village and he can be free, then Monkey would probably break her neck. Awesome. I really want to see that. But guess what? It never happened. What a disappointment. You really can see in the early stages of the game how Monkey struggles to keep her alive, while she is naive and dumb and always gets into trouble, while he has to risk his life for a woman he doesn't know. This is not how you make a likable character. Ninja Theory, the developers behind this trash, probably wants you, as a player, to build up a relationship with her throughout your journey, because she's young, hot, and that poor thing just wants to get back home, while she doesn't realize, nor doesn't care, what she is doing to the people around her. And no, never in the fucking game I could care about Trip. She's absolutely trash and needs to die off. And for the people defending her, then let me tell you this. Would the roles be reversed and Monkey would be the one putting a helmet on her and commanding her around, then I can tell you this would have created a massive shitstorm throughout the internet. But of course it's a woman doing it to a man, so it's okay. No, it really isn't. Moving on, you make your way to an aquarium with some fishes in it. And after a boss fight, this aquarium breaks and the fishes are all dead. And guess what? She's crying about that. She's really crying for some fucking fishes. while you have a mental breakdown and are forced to give your life for a stranger because she just wants to go home. Unbelievable. When you finally reached her village, then don't be surprised because everybody is fucking dead. The Max wiped out the whole place. Who could have guessed that? But this also leads to another wonderful scene where you can see what kind of person Trip's father was. The thing is, he locked himself inside a fucking bunker, but when you open the door, he's already dead and left you a message. And while this scene was playing, I was asking myself, wait a minute, why is he the only one in the bunker? Didn't he try to rescue some of the villagers? Have others not tried to get inside the bunker? Well, I can tell you what probably happened. As soon as the Max came, he was the first one to run into the fucking bunker and close the door behind him. What a fucking coward. But it continues to get worse because even after reaching the village, Trip doesn't take off the helmet. No, because that poor thing wants revenge. And because she can't do shit against the killer robots, then you have to make the dirty work for her. And this is a moment where I couldn't relate with Monkey anymore, because instead of breaking her neck, he sympathized with her. He is truly sorry for her loss and now wants to help with her suicide quest. Man, are you a fucking retard? Why would anybody okay with that? She broke her promise and now you are venturing off to a journey where both of you are highly likely to get killed. Monkey, do you not have a life of your own? What is wrong with you? Well, I can tell you what is going on. Monkey is probably a boner and wants to fuck Trip. This is the only possible explanation why he still follows her. Now it's the time to meet our third character in this Odyssey. You are teaming up with Pixie, who is a friend of Trip's cowardly father and also the comic relief in this game. He is fat, clumsy, dresses and acts like a pig, and also wants to fuck Trip. And believe it or not, but he's one of the few reasons why I kept going with this game. While this character is definitely over the top, he also brought some variations to the storytelling because until this point you only traveled with Trip alone and the dialogues between them became really annoying and cringy to me. So yeah, thank God for this fucking pig. Now as a trio, you have to recover a Titan that is located at an underwater base. Titans are huge ass mechs that you need to use for your full frontal attack against the enemy headquarters. After some awkward moments like ripping off some Star Wars, bashing on computer terminals, and Monkey grabbing Pixie's dick, the moment you have all been waiting for arrives. Trip actually deactivates the helmet. The question is, will he break her neck? No, of course not, because get this, he wants her to leave the helmet on for no fucking reason. Is this guy a fucking retard? Seriously, it's like arguing with a goddamn drug addict. Go home, Monkey, you are drunk. So after that bullshit, the final assault begins, with Pixie controlling the Titan. You are in a desert and your target is a pyramid, because why not? And of course the story needs a scene where the side character is sacrificing himself by activating the self-destruct sequence and staying behind, while our main heroes can carry on with the mission. Now I never really understood what Pixie just couldn't activate the self-destruction and go with them, but who needs logic in a story like this? After some explosions, prepare yourself for the final confrontation. You enter the pyramid that looks like a fucking Apple store from the inside. While you are walking in, nobody is trying to stop you. There are no guards, no turrets, you are just walking in there casually to the main antagonist, and it's fucking Gollum. He explains you his master plan, which involved capturing as many humans as possible and bring them to the pyramid so they can live on in a virtual reality. It's basically fucking Matrix. And why, you ask? Well, they got the memory of a guy, let's call him Mike, and he has the memories from the time before everything turned to shit. So to preserve these memories, Gollum captures humans and lets them live in a world before the bomb fell, or whatever the fuck happened. It's not like the game gives some kind of an explanation. He's offering Monkey to put on a mask to see the world how it was before. While doing so, he gets brainwashed and sympathizes with our main antagonist. But not time for talking, because Trip just walks around Monkey and murders Gollum anyway. Yeah, that really happened. The security in this place is unbelievable. The slaves are free, but probably have no idea what is going on. And also, the ending leaves so many questions. Like, will the slaves even survive if they only lived inside the virtual reality? Are the mechs still active and hunt down humans? Have the developers forgotten that Trip and Monkey are in a fucking desert with no food or water and will probably dehydrate on their way home? Am I really the only one who gives a shit? Fighting mechs in this game feels like your typical button masher. Just press XXX and Y to win the fight. You can also block, evade or make a powerful move that makes you invincible for a short period. The whole combat feels like a heavily weighted down version of the Batman Arkham games without the depth. You even see these cinematic scenes whenever you kill the last enemy on the screen, but I have to admit these scenes look pretty cool. There are the takedowns you can perform when an enemy is weakened, but the problem is these takedowns can take way too long and are very repetitive. For example, there's one mech that detonates after you throw him at an enemy, which comes quite in handy. Now the only problem is the whole takedown sequence takes far too long, and after the second time you really can't see it anymore. And no, there is no way to skip that bullshit. Range combat on the other hand felt quite good. You can use your staff to shoot projectiles to either blow up or stun enemies. You can also upgrade your character, and once I got my staff to the max, I could just one-shot most enemies, so you don't even have to bother with the melee combat anymore. Platforming is also something you do quite a lot in the game, but the mechanics behind that are a fucking joke. All you do is pointing the analog stick in the right direction and press A. You cannot even miss a jump. Everything happens automatically. It feels like you are on rails. It is nothing in comparison to the Prince of Persia Sense of Time trilogy or the old Tomb Raider games, where platforming actually required some skills. This here is more for brain-dead people. But there was one gameplay mechanic where they did a pretty good job, and that was using cloud. What is that, you might ask? Well, it's like a hoverboard you can use to float above the ground. Using this thing is very cool and fun. It truly feels like you are playing a game now. The platforming is much less restricted and feels more open. You can use ramps and boost points to navigate through your environments, and it's great. The only problem is, you can only use this thing like 3 or 4 times in the game. Why? Because the developers didn't even bother. Who needs fun in a video game anyway? Let's rather make a walking simulator. That is the new shit now. Another problem of Enslaved is pacing. It becomes clear that the story here comes first and the gameplay has to take a back seat. This results in a game which is heavily scripted. There's not much to explore and the action gets always interrupted with cutscenes that takes far too long to skip, dialogues between characters where Monkey will start walking slowly until it's over, or Trip scanning the environment for the 100th times. This becomes especially annoying if you just died or want to play it for a second time and have to go through it all again. On a technically standpoint, this game looks fantastic, even if it's already 10 years old. I would say that many games that come out today cannot even compete to the visual look of Enslaved. It is very detailed and the developers used a lot of popping colors, which leads to scenes that almost looks like a CG movie. And there isn't just a concrete jungle to explore. You also visit a desert, a scrapyard, or my favorite, an underwater base throughout your playthrough. And the latter one had some great sceneries that gave me some Metal Gear vibes. But while the in-game graphics look fantastic, for some reason the developers also decided to use pre-rendered cutscenes, which looks a lot of worse. What also throws me out of the game were the usage of real-life photos and video footage that shows the world on how it was before. These scenes would have been much less distracted if they were rendered in-game. Next, we have the audio. The music had some nice tracks that were playing from time to time, but there were also a lot of generic tracks you won't really remember when the game is over. What was also executed poorly was the transition between one track to another. There were some emotional scenes in the game with fitting music playing in the background. Once the scene ended, the music wouldn't just fade out nicely, but instead abruptly ends and throws you in the next scene with a completely different background music. For a game where the story comes first, this felt very amateurish. And that is the whole game. As you might tell, I didn't really enjoy it. Trip was the primary reason for that. She's one of the worst characters I have ever seen in a video game. Also, the gameplay is very generic and always interrupted for some story bits that got on my nerves. Just let me play the goddamn game and give me some cutscenes after I finish the chapter. How about that? One of the only few good things about this game was definitely the graphics. Even for a 10 years old game, they still look beautiful. And that is all I have to tell. Good night, everyone.